So let's quantify this, James. There's no sense in you making this decision if it's not going to be good for your business. And I wouldn't be proposing it to you if I didn't feel like it was good for your business. The idea, you want to grow, okay? Mm-hmm. One of the things you've got to do to grow is be as profitable as you can be. You already know that, okay? If we look at what this is going to be out of pocket and analyze that based on the sales that you can make with the tools, I think it'll give you a really good illustration of the dollars and cents of this, okay?
Absolutely.
If we talk about the tuition is $14.95, okay, that's really not what this class costs you. We're talking about March 23rd through the 27th, okay, that's 4 days, mild time of the year, okay?
Yeah, transition,
but you're going to lose some gross margin dollars by being away from your business for 4 days. That's what I'm asking, for 4 days.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah.
So if we, and I've given this a lot of thought, and if in that time of year, if you were making 1,000 gross margin dollars a day, you'd be doing cartwheels into my office, okay? So let's be conservative and let's say that it's half of that, okay? So 4 days, 2,000 gross margin dollars that you're missing by being away. You think that's realistic?
Yeah, I'll buy that, yeah.
Okay. Plus another 1,500, let's round it off to $4,000. That's the actual cost that this is going to have, the impact it's going to have on your business, okay? Now, if you look right here, there's a chart here that talks about the idea that if you ask questions, make a value-focused presentation, and handle objections, and are able to sell one more system that you wouldn't have sold, and if we get real conservative here, got to put my glasses on for this, and if you look here, if we're real conservative, we say that's a 13-SEER system, okay, at a 30% gross margin, we're talking about approximately $1,350 of gross margin dollars that you wouldn't have had because you, before going to assets. That, you with me on that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now then if you, so take that, and if you upgraded to, let's say that you went from a 13 that you normally would have sold this customer, using the new process that you'll learn, you upgrade it to a 16, okay? And we do that twice. Well, one of them is 3,600 gross margin dollars. So the increase going from 13 to a 16 has meant $2,250. Two of those, $4,500. You with me on the math?
Yeah, it makes sense.
We're talking about $5,850 in gross margin dollars you've added by three sales.
Wow. I mean, even if we're talking about that 4,000.
At four, you've got in 3 sales, you've got more than your investment back. Let's get more conservative than that. I don't want to blow smoke at you. Let's say that you didn't upgrade any. You just sold 3 13-SEER systems that you wouldn't have sold. Okay? You take $1,350 and look at the gross margin I'm using there. 30% gross margin. Okay? That's very conservative.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Okay, and we can plug your own numbers in if you like. Yeah. $4,050. There's your.
You want to break it even. Yeah. Makes sense.
You think yeah. Right. Okay. Again, this has been around for 20 years. It's nothing new. It's been if you go back to this first page here, it says right here, most participants make back their tuition investment within 60 days after class. I've had lots of guys go through this. That's what will happen. There's no doubt about it. Now, how do I know that it's going to work? Because I'm going to stick with it. Okay. Here's what happens, and this is proven time after time. You come out of asset, it's going to spike your numbers. Happens all the time. If I don't stick with you, if I don't help you, if I don't coach you, it's going to drop off. I'm not going to let that happen. Okay? My job is going to change. Our relationship is going to change after this class. What I'm willing to do is to help coach you to make sure that when you learn these skills, that you maintain the skills. And I'll be in it with you. And that'll keep your numbers up. That's good for you. That's good for me. That's good for everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm ready. I'm willing to do that for you. So can you see how the asset program addresses all the business concerns that we talked about earlier?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it's a fit.
Touched on most of them, and looking at those ROI numbers, I think it makes sense.
It's hard to argue with. You know, I'm very comfortable that you make those. I know I wouldn't. What I've done is I've looked at my territory and I've approached only those dealers that I feel have the wherewithal to go through with this program, and you were one of the first guys on my list because I know that this will work for you.
Okay.
I'm willing. Okay, so I've got the registration form right here. The class is on the 23rd of March. If you want to go ahead and have Susan start filling it out, I'd be more than happy to come back later and pick that up.